Welcome to community call number 48. Thanks for joining myself and our wonderful co-host, Leonie. Say hello,
Hey
Leonie.
everybody, how you doing?
Hello. Thanks for joining. So I'm really happy to be back for my second time for hosting duties. Very excited to get a chance to host the big show. And as always, thankful that I have a competent and capable co-host to help me with some of these duties. So yeah, we're number 48 already. I can't believe how many that we've already done here. But number 50 is right around the corner, so I'm sure we'll have some stuff planned for number 50. So looking forward to that in just 2 episodes, so about 4 weeks away. So, lots of stuff to talk about today. As always, we're rolling out new things and updates in Perpetual, so that's what we'll go through today. But before we get into the actual call, have a fun little poll to kind of warm up things. So let's see. I have a poll. If you're in the YouTube live stream, you'll see the poll there. But if you're not here, then I'll just read it out. But the poll of the day is, the poll is, did you long Doge on the big logo update on Twitter? Leonie, did you long Doge on the big Twitter update?
I actually didn't. In hindsight, it's
Okay.
so obvious, but I'm not really a news trader because I feel like it's so hard to tell like when would you exit the trade and what does it mean, especially with Elon Musk, you never know. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let it go.
I'm I'm the same way. I can't trade Doge. I just feel like it's like yeah. I guess I'm old school. I just feels like there has to be some more fundamentals, and I just don't know what Doge is for, other than just Elon's pleasure. So,
But I think the Doge fundamentals aren't actually that bad.
oh
If
yeah,
you look into it, it's not as bad as other meme coins. So I
give me
think
some
it's
alpha. What do you mean by
representation.
fundamentals of Doge? What does that mean?
Um, I need to look up myself, but I read into it a bit and I was surprised because in the beginning I thought it's just a meme coin,
Yeah,
but it's actually a better meme coin, let's say.
it's the best meme coin.
But not
Meme
not
coin.
endorsing it right now. Financial advice as usual,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, that's funny. I wonder if yeah, that's the big question.
you
Go
can
ahead.
trade it on Perp. So
Exactly, you trade it on a perp, and the quick question is, is it is Elon good? Is this a permanent logo change, and this is the new, the new logo for Twitter, or is it just a temporary thing, and then if he dumps the logo, then Doge dumps back down again.
exactly,
So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Or
yeah,
if nothing happens, if it's just a logo and nothing else happens, and yeah, you
yeah,
never know. That's the problem
yeah.
with news trading.
That is exactly. Well, I did put a post in our Discord yesterday, and I was looking at the charts because I'm kind of a price action trader, and the Doge charts look pretty strong. There's some pretty good pivots upside, which I think can certainly we can certainly hit, but uh, but yeah, I think it's really hard, at least beyond my ability to yeah, trade Doge based on fundamentals. I'll stick with my price action. So yeah, thanks everyone who answered that poll. So why don't we continue from our with some other news stories that have been kind of percolating since our last call. So I guess another big news story this past week was around the Arbitrum governance drama. Leonie, any comments on that whole fiasco? Some people thought that it was that the team maybe just had done some poor communication, while others think that maybe it was just a example of governance theater. Where do you fall on that sort of debate?
I feel like maybe actually more the second category
Mm,
because if you hold a vote and then say, oh, we already made the decision beforehand, it's not actually following a governance rules. But governance is super hard, so I don't want to be the one to judge, to be honest. And I
yeah.
think Tara said that my sound is bad, so I'm gonna try different headphones here.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that feedback, Tara. And what's up, Tara? Tara's in the chat. Yeah. In my opinion, it's hard not to think that this is just simply another example of governance theater, right? It's one of those situations that just don't look good optically from the outside looking in. And I'm sure the team, they're probably working with some other really good teams, and somehow they just miscalculated, yeah, how things would appear to the community. But certainly doesn't look good from the outside looking in. It's very easy to, if you're a skeptic or you're outside the industry, you simply use this as another, you know, example of how this whole thing is just for show.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I'm sure they didn't have bad intentions.
yeah,
And also the point with governance is the community and the people do have to be engaged for it to work, and sometimes that's not the case. So teams might make decisions because otherwise there's just too little interest sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I guess I do fall in the more skeptical camp. Like the more I think about it and just kind of checking out how I feel, I'm like, yeah, this, you know, it goes back to I think a conversation that Jamie and I had in our last community call when Arbitrum dropped their token, and the question was, is that a good thing or not? And I'm like, I kind of said, why does this project need a token? And so this is sort of a continuation of this whole
Mm.
discussion. It's like, why do they need a token? Token was for governance, but then there's no governance going on. So so
But
what's the point of the token? The token's
if the
really
point of the token is governance, you
yeah
should at least try to use it.
yeah at least try it, right? But instead, everyone understands that that protocols and projects need to raise money to pay for bills, things like that. But yeah, certainly they probably could have done it a better way. Yeah, to make it look better. But now it looks like it's people are back with their out there with the pitchforks and asking what's the purpose of DAOs. And I think the funny comment I saw on Twitter was DAOs are basically just discords with bank accounts. I thought that was a pretty clever clever take. And it's hard to debate. It's hard to argue with that because yeah, the proof doesn't look too good right now. uh, so let's move on. The next interesting news item to chat about is of course, the Bitcoin $1 million bet. So we talked about this on our last call as well, and I think it's a 90-day deadline, and I know the deadline is June 17th. So I think we still have like maybe what at least 75 days left. So what do you think? You think we're gonna hit 1 million Bitcoin? He's like, no, no way, no way.
We also did a poll on Twitter, and it seems like most people don't believe it will actually happen. So
Yeah,
it is kind of a crazy number.
it is a pretty crazy number, but I love tracking it. This it's crazy enough that it definitely keeps it the idea alive in the zeitgeist. So
Yeah, I actually wonder if he believes it himself or if it's more like to show his stance and get the conversation going.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it's exactly it because I've been hanging out with some other communities and chatting to some other people and the people who are very new to crypto, they're like, who is this guy Balaji? They're like, this guy's crazy. Has he no shame? Why would he even say things like that? Right? And then usually the crypto people have to say, well, actually Balaji's been around for a long time and he's usually pretty measured and he's an academic and he's also an entrepreneur and so people
Yeah.
inadvertently defend him because they have to kind of show him that this guy wasn't always crazy. He used to be the CTO of Coinbase and yada yada. He's had a long history in crypto. um, but from the outsiders looking in, they're like, yeah, clearly this guy's crazy or doesn't it's, shooting from the hip. So it's definitely an interesting play there and dynamic going on there. So I where do I fall in the camp? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get to 1 million in 90 days.
It would be
How,
nice, but
yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, I think I could probably hit in 90 days. So we got what 70 days ish left.
let's see. We'll keep tracking it on the
Yeah, we'll keep
Discord.
track. I think we can hit 50K. That's not bad. That's 100%, nearly 100% move. Yeah, that'd be my edge case. That's like really really out there.
Mm.
50K, a million is really really out there. But yeah. Oh, we still have another comment saying
Houston's
people are
bet.
still having a. Say again, sir.
So Houston's bet
Yeah, that's my bet.
in
I
90 days. In
exactly.
90
And
days.
yeah, and to be honest, I am talking at my bags. So yeah, I own Bitcoin and I do want it to go up there. So yeah, so but looks like we have a comment in the chat that Leonie, people are still having a hard time hearing you. So I might have to do on my end here as we're streaming things. So maybe I need to turn up your volume, or maybe I need to turn myself down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, Leone's coming in loud and clear for me. So if she's not coming in clear for you guys, it's probably because on my side, the streaming software. I may not have her loud enough. So I want to try to turn her up a bit and see if we can correct for that. So thanks everyone for letting us know, and I'll do my best to bump up her volume. Okay, so let's continue. I'll just pay attention to the comments as they come in. And one final news update before we get to our protocol updates is around the. That's where do we start with this? Around the drama with the folks like Do Kwon. So Do Kwon, I think last week got arrested in, was it Montenegro? I think
Yeah,
it's Serbia, right?
Montenegro.
Yeah, Montenegro. So I don't know if we want to put that in an important news-worthy kind of thing or not, but at least it's a funny headline to
Yeah,
track.
it's definitely a news headline, but
Yeah. Do you think is there some sort of redemption arc for Doe if he can ever get himself out of this, extricate himself out of jail? Do you think he could ever be absolved of his quote unquote crypto sins, or do you think this is he's kind of peaked out here?
well, that's a good question. I'm surprised at how welcoming back crypto Twitter is
That's
compared
it.
to other guys like S3AC. So I feel like the crypto space would welcome him back if he comes up with a new idea because he's such a character in some way.
Yeah.
But I hope he doesn't, to be
Hot take, hot take. Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat. Yeah, I always, if he were, if he, I think he's repented, but clearly maybe he still deserves a bit of yeah, jail time if he did in fact take advantage of a bunch of people. But if he does come out, and he serves his time, and he serves his time for his crimes, then if he does have any crimes, uh, then yeah, I think I would definitely offer someone a second chance.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Maybe not to launch on the stablecoin, but but
Yeah.
maybe do something
Just a
else.
second chance to do
A
something
second
else.
chance. So but
He's
that's the weird
definitely for
part.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Give him a second chance to make mistakes again, just not the same mistakes. Which takes us to the next one, which is like you said, 3AC launching their an exchange. I don't know if these guys should deserve a second chance because it seems like they're doing the same thing again. So, so yeah. Any thoughts about 3AC and their what is it? A bankruptcy claims exchange?
Yeah, I think something like that, where you can trade FTX claims. I mean, it is kind of an interesting idea, but also a bit on the edge to like start moving on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think their exchange is called what? Is it? I know when they first came out, it was called GTX or something like that. But I know they
I think it was
changed.
just a publicity stunt.
Yeah, it worked. It definitely worked. Uh, I think it's now called OPNX. I think it's what it's called. I think
Something
that's the
like
last time I
that.
checked it. Yeah, and it's basically a combination of the 3AC guys getting together with the old CoinFlex guys. So yeah, it sounds like an interesting business model. Good luck to them. So yeah, so long as they keep things above board, let's see if crypto will give them that redemption arc that they're hoping for. All right. So that was fun to go over some of the recent news headlines. But why don't we jump now into some of the protocol updates? And of course, before we go any further, just want to mention, as always, that none of the stuff that we talk about today should be construed as financial advice. Of course, Leonie and I are just having a bunch of fun up here, so don't take this as investment advice and long doge or start trading on OPNX. This is just for entertainment purposes. We share you do your own research, your own due diligence, and that you check with a capable financial advisor if you have one for these matters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share out our latest newsletter. As always, you can find the newsletter published either on our blog site at perp.fi, so blog.perp.fi, or you can sign up for the newsletter itself. And then it'll be emailed directly to your inbox. So I'm going to free up some space here so you guys can see the newsletter. And so, yeah, let's spend a few times now kind of updating everyone on the call today on what's new with Perp. So first and foremost, it's been how long now have we launched the hot tub? Has it been what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? How long has it been now?
I think 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks already. Man, time flies fast. And yeah, the hot tubs filled up very very quickly. So within I think the couple for yeah within 2 days it says there in the newsletter, the ETH vault reached capacity, and the USD vault pretty much filled up right away as well. But then it started to people started to withdraw a bit. So why don't I just quickly show the vaults right now? So I'll just jump over to that page here. If you go to vaults.perp.com, you can actually see the vaults. So right here is the Ethereum vault. I'll just jump to the homepage, so vaults.perp.com, and this is where you'll see the two vaults that we have right now. So ETH currently at full capacity, so it's so you can't deposit any money into that one, and USDC currently at 78.6%. So as you may see here, yeah, ETH is giving a pretty solid return so far. In USDC actually has a bit of a negative return right now, which is a little bit interesting because it's actually more to do with the math than the vault actually taking losses in that sense. Because here's an interesting little feature. I don't know if you've seen it yet, folks who use Hot Tub, but if you actually click on one of the vaults, if you now click on the APR, it will tell you the all-time APR. So the negative reading right now is a reflection on its current earnings based upon a sample period. And this is why right now it's giving you a negative APR because for the past 7 days, it hasn't been doing much. The market's been sort of slow the past 7 days, not today and yesterday withstanding, but prior to that, prior to those days, it has been very, very quiet, and the vault has just been kind of sitting there. And while it's sitting there, it's actually eating a few funding costs for holding some positions, which is why you're seeing a negative return. But certainly, if you click on that, that's the all-time right there. And you see a 7% all-time return for the USDC vault. Let's just jump back to ETH really quickly here now. We'll go back to ETH, and we'll see the same thing here. Click on that, and it's 28.79% is the all-time APR for that vault. So yeah, so it's an interesting visualization there to show the all-time versus the 7 day. And I know the team is working on, based upon user feedback and all the folks that we've been talking to who use the hot tub, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback and a lot of good suggestions on how on the kind of stats and metrics that you guys would find useful. And so we're actually incorporating more and more of that into the user interface. So this here, we won't hide it here all the in the future. We'll find another way to display that so that it's more easily found and accessible. So one comment, just as I'm on this page, one comment that I've gotten from a few people that I've talked to is just because the vaults are not active, like they don't like if when the times are quiet and there's no arbitrage opportunities, the vault won't do anything. So it has a pre-baked strategy, and it only gets involved when the market conditions are right. Usually when there's large price discrepancies or divergences. That's the nature of arbitrage. So there can be days where it does very little or nothing at all. So some folks have wondered, well, how can I tell if the vault is doing anything, right? And so I would actually recommend people check out some of our Dune dashboards. We have one that was built by the team. So I'll just click on this Dune dashboard here. This one here, Leonie, if you have it, you can always drop it in the chat pod, or you can come to our Discord and drop that, find that link in our Discord. But yeah, this one here is a nice representation of so that's the USDC vault that I'm looking at here now. And we can look at the ETH vault down here of the vault balance over time and the APR over time, right? You kind of see the returns that are happening. So that's one that was created by the team. So you can sort of get an understanding of how price is tracking and how deposits are tracking over time. And the other one I'll share is this one built by one of our community members, Theo. I like this dashboard a lot. I use this one quite often. This one here that actually shows the individual transactions that are going on. So if you're curious and want to know, is the vault actually doing anything, and what kind of trades is it taking and when's it taking it, or how many does it take in a day, for instance, then you can see that it actually there's a breakdown here of the number of arbitrages per day and the profit generated. So this is a nice dashboard, just as I mentioned before, so you can actually see sort of the liveliness of the strategies. Right? So it looks like, roughly speaking, ETH is a little bit more lively. It takes more trades, for instance, than the USDC vault. Okay. So those are the two dashboards I want to share. And yeah, if you bookmark those, that'll make it easy for you to continue to track the vaults. So if you do want to deposit, there is a bit of space, as I mentioned already, on the USDC vault. Then all you got to do is whitelist yourself, and you can do so by, I think, you just click on here. Actually, what's the process again to whitelist? I think we have to sign up on the forums page, right, Leonie?
So there's a landing page where you have to sign up your email address, and then you will receive a few emails with info about HotTub to know what you're getting into. And then in the third email, you'll actually receive a whitelist form that you have to fill out. And once you filled out that form, you will be whitelisted in a matter of a few days. So we usually add people to the whitelist once a week. And yeah, we'll let you know once you're on the whitelist, and then you will be able to deposit.
There you go. So yeah, so if you're interested in depositing, follow that process, and yeah, we still have room in that USDC vault. So as always, like it's important to understand the what the vaults are doing. So they are doing an arbitrage strategy. So take some time if you haven't deposited yet to go through the documentation. There's a really good document here under vault strategy, which kind of gives you the high level overview. And if you want kind of the more detailed version, click on the walkthrough of the strategy here. There's a link there, so that you can get an understanding of how the arbitrage works and sort of what the conditions are that we best for this strategy. So for as I mentioned already, right, this is a really good strategy when times are volatile. So when times are quiet, this vault doesn't do much. So this gives you the ability to kind of think ahead and say, all right, when would I want to use a strategy? When would I want to deposit money into a vault like this? And again, the answer is when you think times are going to be volatile, right? So think about so that gives you some conditions where you might want to plan and have some of your money deposited, so that this is when you can optimize the use of the vault. All right. Okay, so let's jump back to the newsletter. Hope you guys found that useful. So yeah, so you can sign up there. That link is also in the newsletter. So that's how you get to that wait list. So on to the next update, the Perp vPools volume. This is an interesting one. Leonie, you want to take this one away?
Yeah, sure. So I think that's super interesting as well, because Perp actually makes up a huge share of the volume of Uniswap on Optimism, because each market on Perp is actually represented by a virtual token pool on Uniswap. We often say that Perp is built on UniV3, and it works with those virtual pools. And we also had a tweet about it where we shared another blog article that we had a while back, just as a refresher how those virtual tokens or virtual pools actually work. So I'm also going to drop that into the chat for everyone who's interested.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so Perp definitely takes up a lot of volume on Uniswap, and yeah, that's that's the whole idea of composability. So even with our hot tub vaults, uh, just to go back to that for a second, like I think Perp uh, we're always trying to find ways to be active in the ecosystem, right? So obviously Perp is built right off of Uniswap, and at the same time, our hot tub strategies like the arbitrage all happens on OP as well. So all the arbitrage that goes on between Perp, the exchange, or the protocol, and some other dexes, the spot dexes, like Uniswap and 1inch, they're all happening in the OP ecosystem.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's super interesting. It's actually those money Legos ethos where we build on UniV3, and then we build a vault on top of Perp, which also utilizes Uniswap, but also other venues like 1inch. So I think that's super interesting, and it's kind of the main advantage of DeFi, that you have the composability.
100%. Yeah, this is why we have so many partners that are looking to work with Perp, and building on purpose for exactly for that reason. So yeah, really good point. All right, so next update is around pre-mark price. I think Jamie and I talked a little about this last week, but I'll let Leonie talk about it this week. So go ahead, Leonie.
Yeah, so that's kind of a preparation update before the actual mark price update, which has not happened yet. So still keep an eye out on the announcements before it's gonna happen. So this update actually, the TLDR is if the market price diverges from the index price by more than 10% in each of the directions, um, only trades that move the market price towards the index price and not further away will go through and be permitted by the protocol. So I think most users actually won't notice it, but I think in general, what you want to do is that your account leverage is at a healthy level before the mark price update. I think that's the main thing you have to keep in mind, and watch the Discord dev updates channel for updates.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, and ultimately, I think this, like we talked about last week, these updates are ultimately meant to improve the safety of the system and the safety for users, right? So we want to
Yeah,
get away from the possibility of people getting liquidated because of some random price spike. So our
exactly.
yeah, so our work on making sure that the index price and the how our TWAP is calculated, or which TWAPs we use to create the mark price. I mean, that is intended so that people can avoid those price spikes that ultimately wipe you out, because that
Yeah,
was very,
an
very
early
common.
measure for
Yeah,
extreme conditions.
exactly right. Yeah, because that was very common in the 2017 2018 cycles when you trade on perpetual exchanges. You'd always have these huge wicks, and if you had to stop anywhere, you would just get stopped out. You know,
Mm.
and sometimes people would get very lucky, and let's say you're trading ETH, and it's trading at, what's it trading at today, 1800 something like that, 1900. You'd put like an order at $1. You'd say, okay, I want to buy 10,000 ETH at $1, because sometimes you get filled. You get lucky one day, and it would spike down and trigger everyone's cascading stops. But you'd be the one guy sitting there at $1. You pick it all up, and that was pretty common back in the day, because we didn't have things like this, which have been introduced in this past cycle. So yeah, the industry moves on, learns from the mistakes of prior periods, and we get stronger that way. All right. Next one. So let's talk about the hot tubs now. So yeah, so I'll talk about this one. So we launched the hot tub bounties. So we talked about hot tub earlier already, but we launched three bounties for looking for any of you creative creators out there who want to create one of three types of content for us. We're looking for an amazing creator to create a hot tub video. We have a bounty for a research article on hot tub, and one more bounty for a tweet threader who can write about hot tub. So if you want to apply for those bounties, head over to our Discord. I'll just show you where it is. Sometimes people join our Discord. It's kind of hard unless you're Discord native or you know exactly where to go. It can be kind of hard to find. So I'll just quickly show you our Discord and where you can apply for the bounty. So if you jump over to our Discord here, this is what our Discord looks like. You're gonna scroll down. You may not see all these channels because I have full access, so I see a bunch of extra channels. Probably too many channels, to be honest. But if you scroll all the way down, you'll see a bounty section right there. All right. And once you get to Perp bounties, you'll see this board, and here are the three bounties. So we have a thread here. A bounty up for a Twitter thread, a bounty up for a video walkthrough of hot tub, and a bounty out for a research article. So you can see the rewards there. I think they're some pretty generous rewards, and we're looking for your submissions. I'll click on one of them. See here. So if I click on the Twitter thread one, you can scroll down, and you can see the timeline at the bottom. So we're looking for submissions um, up until April the 9th. So you have 4 more days from the time you see this video to submit a draft of your Twitter thread, your research article, or your video walkthrough. All right, so that's how you would find out about the bounty. And if you actually want to draft and submit a draft, you can just click on that link right there. There's a link to a Google form where you would actually submit your draft. Okay, the team would then review it, and then we would pick the chosen candidate to complete the bounty, and then submit a final copy, which would be then approved, and then the bounty would then be paid out. So pretty straightforward process. If you do want to learn more about the process, Again, head over to the bounty section here. There's instructions on how the bounty program kind of works. And then here's the actual write-up of the process. If you want to get more details on kind of how we choose submissions, what's the kind of criteria, who does it, how we do it, it's all documented there in the bounty process channel. All right, so I'm happy to say I am part of the Perp review panel. So if you do submit a draft or you submit content, I'll be one of those people reviewing. So I look forward to all the creative submissions and really look forward to seeing what the community can put together around Hot Tub. All right. So let's head back to the updates now. Yeah, so next update. Yeah, man, ETH Taipei is the next one. And ETH Taipei is right around the corner. And I think someone on this call is going to be there. Leonie, you're going to be there, right? Yes. Lucky you.
Looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Super excited.
Yeah. So if you want to meet Leonie in person, you get a chance. So ETH Taipei, it's the first ever, by the way. The inaugural ETH Taipei is starting on April 21st to the 25th. I believe the hackathon happens from the 21st to the 23rd, is it? Does it sound right?
So Friday to Sunday is going to be the hackathon, and then there's conference with panels and talks on Monday, Tuesday, so 24th, 25th. Yeah.
There you go. So that's the agenda for the 4 days. So if you're if you're in the area or interested, you still have time to get there. I think it was like 16 days away. So book your flights, get your tickets, and head out there. And we're sharing a discount code on our blog and newsletter, so you can use that discount code there to get 40% off on your ticket. So every little discount counts. So hope you get a chance to go out there and meet our team. We have a lot of folks in Taipei, so I think you'll get a chance to meet a lot of the team if you head out. And I think we also have some folks at ETH Tokyo, as the headline says there, April 14th. So I know, it's just less than 2 weeks away. So if you're going to be there, definitely hit up our team, folks on our team, and I'm sure I'll have a chance to meet some of you out there as well. One day I'm going to make it to one of these events. Can't say when yet, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best.
Fingers
All right.
crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. That's it. Okay. All right. And what else has happened? So a lot of other smaller updates, but nonetheless important. Leonie, do you want to take over this section?
Yeah, sure. I think the viewers cannot see the screen right now, so.
Oh, apologies.
Just
I'm
as
sharing the
a
wrong.
reminder.
Yeah, I'm sharing the wrong part of that there. There you go.
All right, yeah, so we have a few more smaller updates that we wanted to mention. So the first one is another Team Brown bag that was uploaded to our YouTube and also LensTube, if you're on Lens, where you can learn all about Optimism's newest upgrade, the Bedrock upgrade, and it's held by our senior software engineer, Paco. So if you're interested to learn more about it, definitely check that one out. And then second up is a browser integration. So there's Sneeze browser. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a mobile browser. So it's Web3 focused. When you use their browser, you have different sections of NFTs or DeFi. And in the DeFi DEXs section, you can find perpetual protocol, and then you get quick access to the DApp via the mobile browser. So you don't risk clicking on a wrong link. You can just go directly to the right page in this browser.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. I'm gonna have to try downloading that app and trying that out. Yeah,
Yeah, I
looks
think there are
interesting.
so many interesting mobile wallets and browser solutions that you even haven't heard of yet or tried out yet.
Yeah,
So we want to give them a shout out here.
I'm a real geek for that stuff. I try everything. I install everything. I try them out, and then some of them stick, some of them don't. But yeah, I love trying this new stuff out.
So yeah, we'll get your review the next time then.
Cool.
And then next up is the 15-minute fundamentals. We already had one a few months back by Token Terminal, and Jamie, our content writer, joined them to talk about Lazy River and Hot Tub and all the updates Perp has on the pipeline. And it's quite condensed. I think it's around 20 minutes. They didn't hit the 15-minute mark quite yet, but it's really condensed. So I think it's 20 minutes well spent to get up to speed with what's happening in the Perp space. And then the last one is just a reminder for you that Easter is around the corner and we will have something fun planned. So There's gonna be a fun Easter egg hunt, so stay tuned to our announcements.
Yeah, it's becoming quite the annual tradition, right? That little Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, definitely. We always have something planned, something fun for Easter.
There we go. Yeah, and definitely check out that 15 minutes fundamentals. Jamie does always a great job on these chats. So if
Mm.
you really want to get the lowdown really quick, you don't if you're kind of also short on time, these are a really good way to get up to speed on not just Perp, but the other interviews as well are pretty good. So check that out. As Leonie said. Cool. Well, that takes us to the end of the updates. I don't think there is anything else happening this in this update. So I think that takes us to the end. So why don't we just spend some time now and just capture any questions that we might have in the community. So if you guys on the call have any questions or any comments, we'll take them shortly. And while we compile the questions, I want to go ahead and do the NFT drop. So Leonie, do you want to go ahead and drop the NFT link into the chat pod? So Leonie's gonna drop a link shortly, and that link points to a Google form. That Google form is a feedback form, and we'd love for you to fill that out. We're always trying to get this improve this call and make it more pertinent and and relevant to our wonderful viewers. So if you want to fill that form out, again optional, please do so. But inside that form is also a link to the NFT. So the first link you'll see when you open that form is the link to the NFT on Galaxy. So you'll find that exclusive NFT there. And interestingly, this NFT this time will be claimed on the AVAX network. So just a heads up, it shouldn't affect at all the way that you claim the NFT. But interestingly, if you're keeping track of how these things are or where they're being minted, this one is being minted on AVAX. Previously, they had been minted on Polygon, um, but now they're being minted over on AVAX. All right, but again, should not at all affect the way that you claim it. So, as always, if you care about privacy, make sure you spin up a new wallet address to claim that NFT. But but I guess what's most important is that you simply have fun collecting them. don't take them too seriously. Just have fun with them. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the question panel and see if we got anything. Looks like a pretty quiet day today. I don't think we hit any topics that were too controversial or that had any big questions. So I'll read through here. Looks like we got Tara Recta in the house. Hey Tara. Henry's in the house. Hey, yeah, there, Henry. Rafi's here as well. Hey, Rafi. Okay, Ali. You can't claim the NFT. Okay. Let's see if I can do it myself here. I'm just going to double check. Okay. Interesting. So the NFT is so we're gonna have to fix that. So for some reason the date was not right when it was created, so the period there was not correct. So I will personally fix it myself after our call here. And so if you want to try again in the next let's say 10 minutes, I'll make sure that it is working. So yeah, wait 10 minutes and I'll make sure that it is working. Yeah, there's a small little error there about when the period can begin, which is why I can't claim it now. Okay, so you got the link, but yeah, try in 10 minutes. Thanks, Ali, for letting us know. Okay, we got a question from Baron. Will there be another pool created for wrapped ETH pool on Hot Tub? Yeah, Leonie, do you have any alpha around other pools or the future for Hot Tub?
So there will be other pools coming up, but not for Wrapped ETH. So for Wrapped ETH, it will only be raising the cap. So there's nothing planned as of right now. I think first we will have new vaults actually.
Okay. So new vaults as in different tokens that people
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I think it's yeah, the ETH vault that was yeah, got to capacity very very quickly. So I know there's plans to open that up, and like Leonie said, we'll try to. I think is also interested in doing other vaults, so that's the near term plan. Um, so thanks for asking that question. That's a good one. Mr. Raffi says yes, they're having a hard time claiming the NFT, and yeah, I will fix that personally as soon as we're done this call, so you can check back in about 10 minutes. Don't worry, sir. You will definitely get your NFT. I will not let you down. All right. Any other questions that we can handle here while we're on our community call? Yeah, we had that question about the ETH deposit. Yeah, that's been answered already. I'm just taking other questions that we caught in Discord that may be interesting for our community. Yeah, we had one interesting question that someone did post in Discord, which could be relevant, might be interesting. Is it possible to withdraw the yields only from the vault, so you can buy perp with them? So you can kind of do that right now if you LP on perp. So the answer is not really. So it's yeah. So you can withdraw, right? But it's not like you can withdraw at any time. You can withdraw portions of what you deposited into the hot tub. So that's the easy answer, right? So there is no the nice thing with the vault is that there is no lock in period for the vault. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in how you want to use it. So you might want to use it tactically, like I mentioned earlier, where you might want to say, okay, I kind of understand what the strategy is doing, so I may only want to use the vault when I think there's going to be a volatile period coming up. So, for instance, last time Jamie and I were on this call, it was right before FOMC, and we were saying the FOMC is probably going to be volatile. It's probably going to be a good time to stake money in that vault. And sure enough, that's the time when the vault had the most amount of arbitrage done, and that's when it had its best performing period. Was right around that time. Since the FOMC has been very very quiet, right? The past couple weeks quite quiet, and so the vault has kind of gone either sideways or in the case of USDC has gone slightly negative because it is holding things that it has to pay funding on. So you can be tactical that way. But the point, going back to the original question, is at any given time you can withdraw your money out, right? So you can withdraw the money out, take whatever gains you may have made, and then you can buy perp with that if you like. So that would be the easy answer there. So interesting answer, and there's definitely different ways you can size that question up based upon how active or tactical you want to be. Okay. Well, I think that is it, and we're about 45 minutes in, so I think that takes us right to our end period. Um, so I'll just once again thank everyone for coming out today. Thank you to my lovely co-host Leonie. Thanks for coming out, Leonie, and
Yeah,
helping
thank
me
you.
through the call. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
thanks everyone for listening.
yes, thank you guys for coming out once again to our community call. And do not worry, folks on the line. I will get that NFT fixed right away. And if you have any questions or problems, please head over to our Discord. I think Leonie can drop that just our Discord link there in case people don't know where it is. But if you can't claim it within the next say 10 minutes, find me over there. You can track me down, and I will help you get that NFT. All right. So let's wrap it up here. Thanks once again, and look forward to seeing you. Actually, I'm probably not going to be here in the next call, but one of our lovely hosts, Lee or Hannah, will be back and taking over hosting duties then. So see you on the next call, and as always, if you want to see me, you can catch me in Discord anytime. All right, talk to you later. Bye everyone.